Hi, everyone. Today we're talking about networking and partnerships as part of a startup strategy. So, the first thing that you want to do as you're setting up a partner ecosystem is to sit down and write out a list of your tiered partners that you want to collaborate with. This could be any number of partners. You can have your golden partners that you definitely want to partner with, that you know is going to get the best opportunity, give you the best opportunity, and then smaller partners that you can get running a lot quicker. Because the thing is, when you're building partnerships, especially with large organizations versus small, is that they take different amounts of time to get to market or to come to fruition. So having a two-tiered approach where you're going after the big guys who are going to take probably forever to, not forever, but at least a year or two to actually get going, to get the implementation right, to go figure out your go to market, to iron out all of those things. Those larger organizations have a lot more red tape to jump through. So it's going to take longer for you to get the benefit out of the relationship. But with the smaller partners, they can get to market a lot faster. They're much more agile. They have a smaller team, but they're usually very they want to get things done. It's just more rapid go to market than you are going to get with a large partner. So identify those partners based on their size, as well as what's the mutual benefit that you're going to get. Because as you're building these partnerships, it should be that it's mutually beneficial, that you have mutual value, because what you're doing is you're each exposing the other to your audience. And so if the partner's audience isn't getting something from you, it's not going to be a good fit. And you also want your audience to get something out of the partnership. So build this relationship, or build this partner ecosystem based on a lot of different criteria. So you'll want to identify what those are, what you need from the partnership, and what you can provide. And that will lay the groundwork for the beginning conversations. Once you have started to bring partners into your ecosystem, whether they've already gone through the legal process, if there's paper that needs to be signed or whatever, and you are now starting to engage, is you want to spend time building those relationships. So this means being responsive to their asks, in introducing them to other members of your ecosystem, spending time with them at events, and helping support whatever they need support on their end, because they will have certain things that they need to check off their boxes. So always be responsive to them, put their priorities first, and work on building those relationships. The next thing that you can do in building relationships is, from a company perspective, is amplifying their messages on social, commenting on whatever they post, and making sure that they see also publicly you're willing to do things for them to help build their brand. And in return, they will eventually start to do that for you as well. The next thing that you want to do is come up with, once you've developed those relationships and things are starting to progress, you have all of the boxes ticked, you want to start coming up with co-marketing strategies. The best way to go to market with a partner is to create marketing practices together, marketing strategies together. What can you bring to the table? What can they bring to the table? What can you do jointly out in the market? Because what you want to do is produce like a face to the audience that you're working together, that there's benefit coming from both sides, and this is how the audience will benefit. You want to communicate that in educational content, whether it be webinars or blogs or anything that is going to get your message out there, social media posts, anything that mentions them. So come up with a strategy and do that for the next 3 to 6 months at least, so that there is runway to get all of these things done, that you can get their approval and start actioning on it, because it will take some time for you to put all the pieces together. But a campaign of this size, when you have two partners, it should take at least 3 to 6 months out in the market, because you want to be repetitive. You want people to see your logos together over and over again, so they become familiar with what you're putting out. The next thing is you want to leverage each other's audiences. So this means sending out either emails to each other's base. You can ask each of your audiences if they can do case studies with you that you're both benefiting. So there's a lot of different ways that you can incorporate your audience, and that you'll get exposed to them in a way that will help elevate your brand. And while you're doing all of these things, the co-marketing, the leveraging each other's audiences, building these relationships, you should be measuring the success of these partnerships. Because what will emerge over time is that some partners will do more with you than others. And that can be a symptom of opportunity. It can be a symptom of whether or not the relationship is working out well. But if you measure the success of all the things that you're doing and how you're collaborating with that partner behind the scenes, that will dictate which partners you invest more time into and more actual dollars into in making sure that what you're doing with them is working. Because what shakes out all the time is all the partners want, they'll become jealous of each other. This is always a thing that happens, is they see you doing something with someone else, and then they want to do the same thing or do something differently. And it really comes down to, well, what is working out best? What are the results that are coming out of these activities and these things that you're doing jointly, and who has the most appetite for boosting the two brands up together? So if you measure that over time, it's not going to be something that is just in your head. Like, if you don't measure, a lot of it's going to come down to conjecture and what you're hearing internally. And so you want to put numbers to this. You want to have some sort of measurement where you can go out and say, hey, this is what worked, this is what didn't work, and let's continue to do the things that worked and others that didn't. And it'll help you prioritize who's the most important partner. The other thing that it provides you is that it gives you a kind of a template on what is working with different partners, so that as you get new partners into the fold, you can try the things that were more successful in with other partners and replicate that success over and over again. Because at the end of the day, what you're trying to do, especially as a startup, is to build foundations, build infrastructure, and figure out what are the things that are repeatable that will help you build your brand over time. So those are my tips. There is more in-depth content in the blog, so please check that out, the written portion. And then if you have any questions, email me at rosa@rosalear.com, or you can comment on this post and I will respond. Thank you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.